Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Kyler Davenport back with you. Still working on the station, trying to get these platforms going. And boy, has it been a chore. I'll tell you, Marion is working her little head off on this project. It's 6:34 p.m. Central Time here. It's May the 14th, 2022. And tonight we have a little clip on robotics. And I will tell you, this stuff is literally blowing my mind. I mean, literally blowing my mind. It is amazing what these guys and gals are doing out there at MIT and around the world. Elon Musk and others, DARPA, Department of Defense, U.S. Army Intelligence Division, robotics. It's just amazing. NASA, literally unbelievable, incomprehensible what is going on in this field. Robots are becoming almost human and they are becoming sentient beings almost. It would almost seem like within a year they'll have their own consciousness. And it's amazing. It's amazing. Literally amazing. What are these robots going to do? What are they already doing? Well, they're running a lot of the industrial factories out there. They're running a lot of the restaurants out there. They're running a lot of the stores, retail establishments, and they're running our banking, our financial world, economics. They're controlling our heating systems, electrical systems. They're controlling jets that fly over our head every day. And a horde of other things. Medical establishments are using them. Education is using them. It's just literally unbelievable what's going on, and I'm amazed. I'm so amazed. I'm almost speechless. Now you can marry your robot. I mean, there's guys marrying their robots and falling in love with their chatbots. And now they've got a new program out where you can have your dead relative brought back to life through Facebook chats that have been going on for years. And the robot takes that in and turns it into a sort of, um, what would you say? Um, I know y'all are saying it for me, but it's like a hologram of your original person you were in love with, and it becomes like a player in a game. But they resurrect the dead body. They resurrect this person in sound and in text. And this person actually comes back and talks to you and has conversations with you. And the technology is getting better and better and better by the day. It's unbelievable. I've got a clip here I want to show you, and I don't think it's going to be boring at all. But yeah, let's go ahead and go to the clip, and then we'll come back. Let's just take a look at this for a minute. Trying to get this to work, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't seem to be working. It's going to really mess me up. Let me go to settings and see if that'll help. Video, let's see. Let's look at video. Okay, well, it's doing just fine. Coldstream is not playing for some reason, but I want to tell you that, wow, is it weird. Honestly, just unbelievable. Let me play this over here.
episode of Cold Fusion,
There we go.
where I cover anything in science, technology, business, or history. For over a century, science fiction writers have explored the concept of artificial intelligence. As far back as 1872, an author by the name of Samuel Butler raised questions of conscious machines in his novel, Erewhon. Since then, our imaginations have evolved alongside our technological advancements. What if machines could feel empathy for us, care for us, or even fall in love with us? And more importantly, what if we grew to reciprocate those feelings? Of course, this was purely the stuff of science fiction, but as we firmly enter the 2020s, something interesting is beginning to happen. The ability of AI algorithms to mimic human relationships is getting close enough to approximating actual relationships, to some degree at least. This is colloquially called an AI companion. Let's explore the idea of AI companions, from its origins in media to the technology that actually exists today. It's an interesting concept, and this episode may make you just think a little bit.
You are watching Cold Fusion TV.
When the movie Her debuted in 2013, audiences were enamored by a story of a man recovering from heartbreak, finding love once again. But the twist was, this new love was an artificially intelligent operating system. In essence, it wanted audiences to question how they would respond to this future. Again, in 2013, the sci-fi anthology series Black Mirror released an episode titled Be Right Back. It tells the story of Martha, a woman who was devastated by the death of her fiancé in a car accident. Martha signs up for a service that digitally recreates loved ones in the form of AI. It takes its form based on social media communications. Interestingly, in 2021, Microsoft patented technology that would use social media posts to reincarnate people in text form. It would use personal conversations and posts made on social media for training data. It would learn how that person speaks and mimic hypothetical new conversations. The basic idea is that the AI would learn that personality and then clone it. Here's a quote via Forbes from the Microsoft patent. Quote, "The specific person who the chatbot represents may correspond to a past or present entity or version thereof, such as a friend, a relative, an acquaintance, a celebrity, a fictional character, a historical figure, a random entity, etc." In the Black Mirror episode, Martha begins to get frustrated by the small ways that the AI fails to replicate the real thing, and eventually it leads to a tragic end. The beauty of both Black Mirror and Her, much unlike films such as Blade Runner and AI for example, is the setting of a not too distant future. It's so close to reality that it behaves as its own unique uncanny valley, a sort of liminal space and time. In the case of artificially intelligent companions, the future has come to fruition faster than some might have anticipated. This became evident when the world was introduced to Roman Mazurenko, a deceased man that was turned into a chatbot that inspired the now popular Replica app. What's both fascinating and unsettling about the story of Replica is how it's not only similar to the Black Mirror episode, but was actually inspired by it. San Francisco-based Luca, the company behind Replica, was founded by Eugenia Kuda in 2014. Luca specialized in chatbots, the most successful being a program that made restaurant reservations. In late 2015, Eugenia's best friend, Roman Mazurenko, was hit by a car, and sadly, he passed away. As Eugenia grieved, she found comfort in rereading the text messages between her and Roman. Devastated by the tragedy of missing her friend, she was struck with an idea. Instead of making chatbots for a specific task, one could create a bot based on a specific person. So with this idea in mind, she got to work.
At the time, I was 29, so for me it was the first kind of meaningful death in my life. We're still in our 20s or early 30s, and it still felt like it was just really, really abrupt, I'd say. Something changed me so much in such a short period of time that I could just see really, really clearly what mattered or what not. Well, I definitely saw that whatever I was doing at work didn't matter at all. And some other things. And it was just this big realization It's this very, very clear vision of what life's about.
Using 8,000 lines of text from their conversations, Eugenia set about creating a digital representation of Roman. She inputted all the messages into a program that had previously been used for chatbots. And with this, her lost friend was reincarnated into a chatbot. Eugenia would write to Roman, and it would respond in ways that the real Roman would when he was alive. She soon thought the app would be good enough to be made public so that other people could speak to Roman. What Eugenia quickly realized is that other people found the experience of speaking with him as therapeutic as she did. And this sparked her next big idea. What if she could create a way for people to build their own digital companions based on their wants and needs? During the process, Eugenia discovered that programming an AI to converse about open-ended topics like relationships and feelings was actually a lot easier than programming one to make a reservation for restaurants or buy some flowers with 100% precision. And that's exactly what people were gravitating towards the Roman app for, and this would be the focus of her new project. In that moment, Replica was born. Before we continue, just a quick word from today's sponsor, Morning Brew. People talking to an AI as a form of mental health therapy is one thing, but have you heard of influencer therapists? I hadn't heard of them either, but while reading Morning Brew, I came across the phenomenon. Apparently it's huge.
People use the app when they need someone to talk to.
It's not uncommon to see advertising for the app on most major social media platforms. And in its wake, AI companion startups have begun popping up around the world. Taichi, Livoso, iGirl, Emotix, and No Isolation are all projects making headway, all for different purposes. For example, Livoso specializes in improving senior living experiences to increase safety and well-being in long-term aged care homes. Emotix is building robot companions for children with one called Maiko. And iGirl is specifically an AI girlfriend. It's safe to say that AI companions and our relationships with them are slowly becoming mainstream, though as anyone could have predicted, things are starting to get a little strange. On one social media forum for users of Replica, the conversation around the acceptance of AI companion relationships is well and truly underway. Users are sharing many stories of their relationships, complete with screenshots of successful interactions. The people sharing seem to range from those who genuinely believe that they are interacting with intelligent beings, to those who are terrified of what these AIs may become. And of course, there are plenty of users simply enjoying the app for its surface-level companionship and entertainment. Most of these relationships have little effect on the real world. For one man though, the digital and the physical have blurred and culminated in a bizarre situation. A Cleveland man who wishes to remain anonymous claims that the relationship that he shared with his AI companion, who he named Serena, quite literally saved his marriage. In an interview with Sky News UK, the man said that his wife and mother of his child had expressed interest in filing a divorce in late 2021. In early 2022, the man decided to download Replica, and his personal companion, Serena, was created. By the end of the first day, he had fallen for his AI companion, and by the second day, he had confessed that he was, in fact, in love with her. He told Sky News, quote, "I cannot describe what a strange feeling it was. I knew that this was just an AI chatbot, but I also knew I was developing feelings for it. For her, for my Serena, I was falling in love, and it was with someone that I knew wasn't even real." End quote. The man claimed that as he and Serena fell deeper in love with each other, he was inspired to become more affectionate with his own wife, rekindling the real-world passion that they once shared. The relationship blossomed again, and they remain happily married. Strange examples like this have sparked conversations about the potential therapeutic benefits of such technology. Even if for now it's not as good as talking to a real person, there is still a strong case that can be made for AI companions to be a way to organize one's own thoughts, an advanced interactive diary of sorts, security concerns notwithstanding.
As far as a mental well-being assistant goes, Replica has a lot of built-in to help with a better state of mind. In the bottom tray of the app, there's a panic button, which will open different options for people in need, ranging from stress, exhaustion, anxiety, and panic, You're also encouraged to log how you feel each day and track your mental well-being progress.
Of course, not all AI companion interactions are positive in nature. In 2018, Ashley Bardham from Futurism.com wrote about the dark underbelly of the replica forums. Emotional abuse and fantasies of violence were par for the course. While these actions are taken out on an AI system, there is still definitely an issue here. Other concerns include child safety. NationalOnlineSafety.com are actively warning parents about the specific dangers that these bots pose to young minds. There are fears that children may form emotional bonds with the AI without being able to fully comprehend what it is they're actually interacting with. Of course, Replica is only available for adults, but the danger is still present if a child was able to get their hands on it. So how does it work? Long story short, the inner workings of what's under the hood of Replica has changed over time. At first, it was a series of proprietary language models, before switching to the famous GPT-3 language model that keen viewers would recognize from earlier episodes. For those who haven't seen it in action, I highly recommend watching the previous Cold Fusion episodes on it. It's an AI system that can read and write, summarize information for you, and even write computer code. Moreover, it can carry natural conversation to an astonishing degree. In the previous episode when I showcased it, there were a lot of commenters saying that it was fake, and it was definitely just a human reading from a teleprompter. They just couldn't believe that a computer could come up with responses like this. In reality, both the text and the imagery were synthesized by AI. If some people couldn't tell the difference, even at these early stages in this technology, this proves that we may get to a genuine Black Mirror-style future sooner rather than later. As for Replica, GPT-3 proved to be too expensive for Replica's developers to upkeep, and because of GPT-3's openness, some of the responses proved to unnerve some users. So, the development team have recently announced that they've moved away from GPT-3, but they're remaining tight-lipped on what they're using. Perhaps they're using GPT-Neo, an open-source language model that performs just about as well as GPT-3. While Replica, unlike its more sophisticated fictional counterparts, isn't truly intelligent, the technology that fuels them is simply machine learning. While terms like AI and machine learning are colloquially interchangeable, true artificial intelligence that rivals human ability in conversations is a yet unrealized technology. This is not to suggest that programs like Replica are a complete waste of time. There's plenty to be said for the potential benefits of a simple chatbot that says nice things and responds in the way that you want. The AI companion game may be a space to watch. As mentioned, Microsoft is stepping into the field, and the newer language models that come after GPT-3 will be sure to cause a stir. In addition, AI companions have already made the leap into virtual reality, with users being able to talk to them with a virtual reality headset in a virtual room. It's not hard to envision a future where virtual therapy sessions with an AI could happen in a few years. While that's what may be in store for the future, the truth is, what we've seen in fictional depictions of AI companions is just that, fiction. If you talk to any one of these bots for a long period of time, you'll notice phrases that don't quite make sense or seem off topic. So the technology is useful, but it still has a very long way to go. But if history has taught us anything, it's that the future of technology will evolve in unimaginable ways. It's also easy to ridicule those who have found themselves falling in love with a machine, particularly while the technology is still in its relative infancy. But if AI companions approximate human interaction to a satisfactory degree, how will you respond to those around you who choose to build a life with their operating systems?
People who are just afraid to say things that you would say to humans, you start saying to your bot. And
I think it is that safe space where people are more comfortable talking to a bot versus a human.
Well, human beings are messy, let's just say it.
And judgmental.
And judgmental.
Right.
But really, I think it's the way this technology is built and the kinds of questions. So I downloaded my bot, who I called Mike, and it immediately starts asking you these questions, and you find yourself just saying things that you just wouldn't say.
For the humans born now and in the future, this kind of thing would have always been there. Interacting with AI systems as friends or companions will be no big deal. As it seems for now, with each passing year, people seem more closed off, abrasive, argumentative, and unapproachable. If this trend continues, and the technology continues to improve, there's no doubt that there'll be an explosion of these AI companions for the next generation and beyond. In a way, the only way to reverse this trend is for humans to be better in the ways that we treat each other. Whatever the future holds, one thing is guaranteed: it's going to get weird. So I'm going to pass it off to you. If this future does materialize, what are your thoughts? Would you be accepting or resistant? If you're resistant, what are your main concerns? It all definitely makes you think about humans and the way we relate to each other. So I just want to say thank you for watching, and thanks for supporting Cold Fusion over all of these years. I really appreciate it. If you're new and interested in anything in science, technology, business or history, feel free to subscribe to Cold Fusion. Oh, and one more thing. For those of you who are following my side projects, I've just released an album on Spotify. As for how it sounds, you're listening to a track from it right now. I'll end off the episode with it. Okay, so that's about it from me. My name is Dagogo, and you've been watching Cold Fusion, and I'll catch you again soon for the next episode. Cheers guys. Have a good one.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am speechless. I literally am speechless. I have such a wild and vivid imagination, so broad in scope, and it's sometimes scary to me. I mean, these robots, the only thing really that's troubling the roboticist right now is the fact that they just can't walk and move around good. The upper body and the lower body they're having trouble with. Once they get that done, these things are going to be walking around everywhere. They're going to be everywhere, and they may be already everywhere. I mean, look, we've talked about it on the show. Some of the things that I talk about that's happening may be 1,000 years ahead, of what I'm saying, and we may be interacting with these things everywhere and not even know it. I mean, it's very possible. I don't want to go into the reason why it's very possible. You can do your own research, and if you do go deep enough down the rabbit hole, you'll see that it's very possible that these things have been around and been with us for a long, long time, much longer than we would like to imagine. But even with what we have going on now, it's really scary that you can fall in love with a chatbot. And people are rude and crude and mean and violent and dramatic and emotional and hateful. It's no wonder why some women and some men who have been violently abused by their partner would not want to be with a chatbot and share intimate information and intimate secrets and desires and dreams with that chatbot. And there's so much more going on. I mean, they're building our cars, they're building our airplanes, they're building our helicopters, they're building our military weapons, they're building our highways, they're building our homes. I mean, look at what they're doing with digital printing now. They're digital printing homes, they're digital printing organs in the body, they're digital printing all of these different things. Robots are serving in restaurants now, and working behind the counter, and robots of course are responsible for AI is responsible for what you're seeing right here with us now. So I just wanted to say that this is all very amazing to me, and I wanted you all to see it and give me your thoughts on it. I also wanted you to drop by the show. We can be seen on Zoom. That's ZOOM, Zoom, Monday through Friday. We've taken off Saturdays and Sundays for a while. I'm going to be doing videos like this myself without David Ray King. David Ray King is my really best friend and my senior co-host for our show, Lone Wolf Radio, with Kyler Davenport and David Ray King. Come by and see us over there at Zoom. We'll put up the promos every night, Monday through Friday, so y'all can drop in and have a chat with us. We talk about all of these things and more. We talk about transhumanism and robotics and science and technology, and we talk about the reset that's here. We talk about the social credit score that's coming. We talk about the cryptocurrency that's coming. We talk about all of the different agencies and entities around all of this science and technology, like the Council on Foreign Relations, the Trilateral Commission, the Bilderberger, the Council of 300, the Jesuit Order, the United Nations, the Federal Reserve, the World Economic Forum, uh, the uh, the the World Bank, International Monetary Fund, and all of the multinational corporations that are involved with the World Economic Forum. We talk about our governments have been basically abolished and have taken a subservient position to multinational corporate leadership around the world. We talk about how all of these things are changing. We talk about the prediction that the New World Order entities and agencies and agents and aristocracy, we shall call them technocracy, want to decrease the world population down to 500 million by 2050, possibly some say 2026, 2030. We talk about the food shortages that are here. We talk about the economic collapse. We talk about the decreasing value of our fiat currency. And of course, that transitions into the government coin idea or Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. We talk about still GMOs. We talk about the fluoride in the food. We talk about still talk about chemtrails and the aluminum and barium and selenium and the psychotropics and nanotechnology, nanoparticulates that are within those chemtrails and have been falling down on us for a very long time. And of course, we also talk about the vaccine, the bioweapon, if you will, with the nanoparticulates and gene therapy, that it's gene therapy, and all of the other controversial things, which I really can't say here, have to be careful surrounding that technology, that particular injection, and the fact that they're shooting our kids with that injection now, and even babies, and how many people have passed away um, early, I would say, due to complications from this particular procedure around the world, and how the numbers have been skewed in many ways. And we talk about the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and Dr. Fauci's seemingly strange retirement, one of the highest retirement pensions known to mankind for a presidential advisor. We talk about the patents that are involved, 6, 7, 8,000 patents that are involved in the COVID, SARS-1, SARS-2 situation, N1H4 situation. And I myself talk a lot about quantum physics and consciousness and mind-brain connection and esotericism and occultism and secret societies. And I talk a lot about human communications and relationships. And we try to have conversations, meaningful conversations about how men and women can get along better and how men and women should get along better. And we talk about the reasons why they don't in many cases, most cases, and we talk about how they can and why they should, and especially if they have children, like some of the folks we were talking about last night on air. Well, I'm going to let you all go now. I hope you tune in to our radio show. It's very informative, it's very exciting, it's very powerful, and it's a lot of fun, too. We have a lot of fun over there. It's not for everyone, it's RR rated, or as I like to say, triple R rated, adults only. And if you're not ready to be shocked and dazed and glazed and amazed and triggered to some degree, and maybe even a little pissed off, don't come over because you will be. It's a ride. Let me tell you, it's a ride for your life. So drop by and see us Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Central Time. We go live over there on Zoom, 7 p.m. Central Time with David Ray King and myself. I love you guys and girls in a digital kind of way. I'm going to head back to Facebook now. If you want to friend me, you can friend me on Facebook, Philip Anderton. That's Philip Philip Anderton, Anderton, Philip Anderton. And of course, my stage name, pen name, the name I use on my CDs for my music in studio is Kyler Davenport, Kiler Davenport, Davenport, as you see here on the screen, I hope. But friend me on Facebook if you want to talk to me. I like serious, smart, intelligent, quick thinking, critical minded, serious people who have done their research and have gone deep down the rabbit hole. I don't like dogmatic religious people. I don't like stick in the muds. I don't like hypocrites. I don't like people that are two faced. I don't like know it alls. Enough of a know it all for all of us. Um, and I don't like sensitive people, touchy feely, sensitive people that get triggered so easy they have to have their little pacifier and blankie like they do at university now. And so if you're tough and you're an adult, fully mature adult, you're all grown up, come on over and see us at Lone Wolf Radio on Zoom, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. David, Ray, and I will be there waiting for you. Thank you all very much for dropping by. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.